Hey friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
Today we'll be discussing Perry Mason, episode 7, called Chapter 7. This is the penultimate episode. Wow, it was jam-packed with a lot of action, a lot of things going on.
Lots of questions answered.
Finally, I kind of been waiting for this all season long.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for that really juicy episode and we finally got it.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so I want to begin with the very first scene when we see little Alice, young Alice, and what happened with her mom. I'm haunted by it, but it also explains a lot.
Yes, I'm like, well, I was gonna say I'm traumatized, but really she should be traumatized, but and she is. She's been like thinking about that memory, but like her mom has been using her. And I didn't know the depths of it. Like she was like giving her to a man that she met on the road.
Yep. Exactly. That was like
to imply that like, oh, it was terrible.
Exactly. And I'm so glad they didn't show what was going to happen. I think that was enough. We got the idea. Thank you for sparing us. But didn't she, I thought in the field when she was looking at the flowers, she heard voices then, right?
Yeah, I heard something. It was like kind of like mild, like chanting or like kind of like mixed with like a wind chimey sound.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I wonder if that was already innately in her, and then just all the trauma she endured has probably just brought it out more, exacerbated her ailment. Yeah. I'm guessing. I mean, we don't even know what she's been formally diagnosed with anything, but she had a very traumatic childhood, obviously.
Yes.
Well, Birdie's a control freak. I mean, I don't know how else.
Birdie is on my very bad list now.
Oh, yeah.
Do not like her at all. She's up to no good.
Right. She's trouble. All right, let's talk about Perry. So it was really cool to see him starting to feel more comfortable in the courtroom.
Yes, he's doing a fine job.
He is indeed
really coming into his own as a lawyer. He's good.
I know, he's doing great. I like how he looks at Della like, I did it.
Yeah.
For approval. Yeah, so that whole thing, blowing up the church and them being in debt, you know, at the amount of $100,000.
Yes.
That puts that piece of the puzzle in there, that's why the ransom was $100,000.
I like how he was like, tell it to us in a simplified way. And I was like, that is perfect because I am not a juror, but I needed it in a simplified way as well. And it was perfect. I was like, oh my gosh, I get it.
Same.
So
yeah.
Good.
Thanks to that Hicks guy. He's the guy that really helped, blow the whistle on that. So, all right, we get it. So we know the people involved. The church has very much to do with it. Baggerly has very much to do with it. We get it. So this Eric Seidel, that church elder guy.
Yes.
He's interesting.
He has been pivotal to finding all of this information out, by the way. So he deserves a lot of credit.
But unfortunately, Pete lost him.
And Perry was so mean to him.
Unforgiving.
I was like, Perry, what are you doing? He's done all this work for you all these years for almost no pay and gotten his butt kicked many times. And this is how you're treating him? It was like kicking him while he's down.
For sure.
Not cool.
And he was done, though. He's like, hey, how about I recommend Paul Drake? You go ahead and just have him. He can deal with your crap. I'm done.
And now we see the seeds of next season as well. And of one of our viewers actually informed us, educated us, if you will, that Paul Drake is a character from the original series and they are partners. So now we know.
You know, as much as I love Pete and Perry together, I think I equally like Paul and Perry together. So you can't go wrong there.
Do you still think that Pete's going to die, though? Or will he just have a falling out and then go away?
Not as much as I did after the last episode, just how much they were building him up to be like, you know, the MVP of this. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that he does come back for a second season. That made me feel more hopeful.
Yes.
Yes, hopefully, fingers crossed. So Drake now is very much involved with this, kind of did like little side investigating, went to that motel and found out so much.
Yes.
I mean, I never imagined it was going to go there.
Well, I've been wondering how the Chinese play in from episode 1. I mean, it was very roundabout, but now indeed. I see, and it's even more sad. It's like sadder than I thought it was going to be. Like how it links up to like Charlie Like, I didn't think they were going to be involved in that, but not intentionally, but it's just terrible. Like all the people who are involved.
Right. Like just when I thought it couldn't get worse. So, I mean, just the ladies, the I guess they're prostitutes, yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then they shoot them up with heroin.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're there against their will.
Yeah.
And then Ennis takes one of them, and she's high on heroin, and says that that's his wife because the baby's crying, and she is known for the breastfeeding fetish. And so, right? So she breastfeeds Charlie, and he dies of suffocation, which Virgil, the coroner, confirmed that's how the baby would have died.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
I was just shocked. So they were basically like, the kidnappers were desperate because the baby wouldn't shut up, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
Then they were like, they needed help, and then this is like the help that they got, and then the baby dies. Do you think like they just didn't realize that? I guess they didn't. I mean,
no,
just a medical.
It seems like they all agree that something went wrong, and I think this is what went wrong. They didn't realize that the heroin,
breast milk could pass. Oh my gosh, it's just terrible.
Right. It is. It's all very, very sad. And, you know, speaking to the preview for next week, the finale, we see Perry pull that thread out again. So another one of our viewers comment about that thread. We haven't seen much about it. So hopefully that's going to like lead to, I mean, I think we already know, but will help him.
Right, because now I think that now that we know obviously who the main bad guy is, Ennis, and we know how Charlie died, I feel like the final episode has to be like the courtroom showdown, right?
Yes.
How is Harry going to connect all those dots and like find justice and save Emily?
It's going to be very entertaining, I think.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be good. I'm actually super excited. This episode was really good.
They did a great job, right? Of building it up. So that the finale will just like, it'll be a bang. So I want to talk about some people that made an appearance in this one we haven't seen in a while. Well, Lupe, he's back. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this. So she bought Perry's house unbeknownst to him like 2 weeks prior to when he finds out,
right?
And she's basically saying you have 30 days and then you got to go, but I'm going to keep your parents' grave. So what do we think?
So I was thinking about this because I've liked her character from the very beginning. And I still do, because I don't know. I mean, she conned him, it seems, right? She conned him. He's not like the greatest person.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't see why she should feel like too much guilt, although I think she is starting to feel some guilt. I don't know why. I partially think she's not gonna destroy his home as the relationship develops.
Well, when she said like it's for your own good, like I feel like maybe she has a plan, or there are good intentions behind it.
So he could move on.
Hey, that might be it.
Because she wants to build like another, like expand her business onto his land, right?
I think that's so
so I don't know. I don't know for sure. I feel like the optimist in me thinks that they mean something to each other. I guess the romantic in me, and something will go, like she'll decide not to, but on the other hand, it's not a very optimistic show.
Not really, no. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's nice to see her again. Someone else we saw was Hamilton Burger. Hamburger, another one of our viewers. 2 of them. They brought that to our attention, and then someone was like, hey, don't sleep on Hamilton Burger. He's a big deal. So thank you for telling us he is a big deal. And I love the relationship he has with Della.
Yes, I love how they are. So it's like the 30s, and they're like closeted homosexuals, which of course in the 30s was even harder to come out. So I like that they kind of have that bond that we learn about in this season. So it's kind of fun. I feel like that little pairing, because he's going to be the DA, right? Fun. I think this is, I see like everything coming together, like this season being the origin story for the next, whatever's to come next season. Yeah. And it's good.
I am more excited for season 2 than I ever was before.
Yes.
It's very necessary, I think.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the resurrection gone wrong.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't realize they were going to give this to us this episode. It was like a little bonus.
I didn't either. That's why I'm like, so much happened in this episode. I don't even know like what's left except for a trial, like the finish of the trial.
I think you're right. That's going to be the last episode. But so this resurrection, I've never felt more bad for Emily, or well, Emily, yes, but actually Alice, not only because of what we saw at the beginning, but like she's realizing now that her mom has, like you said, used her this whole time and just had all the control over her. And when she questions Emily, like, why do you trust me to do this?
Yeah.
You don't know me. And like, I think because she doesn't trust herself, because she doesn't know herself. She died that day when that man stopped and, things happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't even think she knows herself. So when the resurrection, so were you expecting the casket to open and there would be like the rotting corpse of a child?
That's exactly what I thought. It would just be like maybe wrapped in something, but yeah.
So there's no baby. Did Birdie take the corpse?
I really don't know. I noticed that like the bedding or whatever it's called was like soiled.
Yes.
Like, is that supposed to mean something? Somebody had to take him out.
Or that's just how it would look after you took out a corpse that had been there for a little while. I don't know. But yeah, and then I have no idea how she got, okay, they're driving after they're all bloodied and beaten, and she says, make a right, and then there's a crowd of people and then a baby. How did that baby get there? Whose baby is this?
Why does it look just like Charlie Dodson?
It's all very weird. Yeah. And then she's just like, this is Charlie Dodson. This is him. And everybody's like, oh, okay, great.
So that's what I was trying to figure out. So did Birdie try to stage the resurrection to make it look like it really worked? But why would it be like down the road a bit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question, because she would have to have removed the baby from the coffin, and then these people, are they in on it? This crowd of people? Did someone just place a baby in the middle of the road? And that, I have no idea, but she's a mastermind.
So then I guess the finale will be both the trial and figuring what the heck Birdie's up to. And
Alice ran away. So are we going to see where she went, or will we not see her again until season 2? But I love that she had some kind of awakening. She realized, like, when her mom's like, here, take the baby. This is Charlie. And she's like, no. Yeah, I just always took what you said at face value. I believed everything you said. And look where it got me. So, I mean, there's so much that happened here.
Yeah.
And I loved it, but I think I'm gonna have to watch it again.
I agree with you. I think that I need to really take it all in. But I really, really just want to know what the heck with the baby. Like, why down the road? Like, I just don't understand.
Because that maybe she knew that there would be a very rowdy crowd. And speaking of which, when the resurrection didn't go well, the crowd got like aggressive, and then they're like, Della's trying to get away with Emily and Perry, and people are jumping on her car. I'm like, what do you want with her? What's happening?
It was very chaotic.
Yes. So maybe she had anticipated that, so that's why the baby was down the road, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
One more thing we have to talk about, though, is Eric Seidel being killed by Ennis.
Yes.
Brutally,
like with a little pick or something, just like picked at him.
So he is doing exactly what Holcomb told him to. Anybody that knows about this needs to be gone. And the madam, the prostitute as well.
Yes.
She's dead. He's dead. So who would be next then? He's gonna come after Perry, isn't he? He knows Perry's onto it.
Oh, Pete.
That's
how Pete's gonna go.
No. There you go. Figured it out.
Wow, we're so good at this.
Oh, this is fun. We're like our own little detectives.
Yes.
I don't know. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen, but I applaud these people, the writers, everybody, because they really set us up for what I think is going to be a very exciting finale.
Definitely.
So that's all I have.
Yep, same here.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment below as you have been. We really appreciate your comments, and you guys have been helping us all along the way. So thank you. And like and subscribe while you're at it. We'll see you next time when we discuss the finale of Perry Mason. Thank you for watching. Bye.